We are live from normally beautiful Belmar Beach, New Jersey. Not today, however, as Chicken Little would say. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. The rain has been pelting down. The fans are still enthusiastic, hoping to get this one in. The $100,000 Nesty Open here in Belmar. Hi again, everybody. Chris Marlowe along with Paul Sunderland. Day one of two-day coverage. The rain has been coming down. And what is the story with this place? We either come here, it's hotter than Hades, or it looks like they need landing craft coming up from D-Day.
The landing craft is coming right here. The weather's funky. You know, we're on the East Coast during the summer, and like professional golf, whenever there's a threat of rain or threat of lightning, this really affects the competition. And if there is one lightning bolt, I am off this platform faster than Superman, and so will the players be off the court. You really have to protect their safety.
All right, we were hoping to show you live volleyball. The Brazilians going up against Brent Frohoff and Ricky Ludes. Weather permitting, it is not going to happen. We don't think we can get that one in. We're going to take you back, however, a match played earlier today. The #1 team in the world, Karch, Kent Steffes, going up against Tim Hovland and his new partner, Leif Hansen. It was a wild one. It was intense. Let's pick it up with the Kings leading 1-0.
Get the ball, Leif. Take me after.
Leif Hansen, who did win a tournament in this neck of the woods at Wildwood, New Jersey, back in 1989 with Pat Powers, spins it out of bounds. The only official tournament Leif has won on the AVP tour. Always been regarded as a very solid player, kind of a free spirit. You know, spent some time in Hawaii, came back, and playing very well this year, however.
Right there, right there. Angle.
Hovland got it.
I'll tell you, the difference in Leif Hansen this year is that he's been consistent. He played with Scott Friedrichsen, a player very similar in skills to Leif. Not particularly big, blocks well, but Leif Hansen has really been consistent. You look down his finishes this season and you see a disappointing 13th early in the year, but other than that, 5th, 9th, 7th, and 3rd in Milwaukee. He's had a much more consistent year.
Hovland trying the float serve, his team trailing 1-0. Steffes pounded down the line. And Steffes with 66 career wins. He is 4th on the all-time list behind Karch, Randy Stoklos, and Sinjin Smith.
Come on! Right there. Over him!
Hovland punches it through.
Leif Hansen will set Tim Hovland extremely well in these windy conditions. Important that Tim Hovland, or anybody for that matter, really concentrate, pass the ball extremely well.
There's Hobb. He'll patrol the net. Hansen with the serve into a mighty win. Good serve. Karch goes and gets it. And Karch snaps it down.
Boy, making it look too easy. That was a tough serve. The ball passed well off the net. One of the difficult plays that we would anticipate in these sort of windy conditions. And Steffes just sets his partner right on top of the net. Easy side out.
Karch serving, leading 1-0.
Right there, let's do.
Hansen dribbles it down the line. Nice shot.
Say, Leif's got one of those noodle arms, you know. He can hit the ball from back inside his body line all the way back down to the corner. And if you're playing with Tim Hovland, who's not known for his setting prowess, you better have a noodle attached to the right side or left side of your body.
Tim Hovland, who's had a series of nagging injuries the past few years, which have hampered his play. Serving the floater to Karch.
Cut!
Get the feeling that Hovland feels that he can block Karch better than he can Steffes now.
Well, I just feel that, you know, he's played against Karch so long, and I talked to Tim earlier today, and he said, look, physically, I feel great. I'm so well rested because I've had such a crummy year. I haven't had to play that much on Sunday, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. But he feels that if he can get the right guy, and maybe that is Leif Hansen, he can really make some noise in the last third of the season. He's played against Karch for years and years and years, and feels that he can get him. Remember when they used to play against Smith and Stoklos, you know, he would make some real tough choices in terms of who to serve because of his confidence in his blocking.
Here's Steffes. Hansen has a chance to score a point.
No one up!
Karch goes and gets it.
Line!
And it's off Hansen. Hansen not able to convert. A marginal set by Hovland didn't get him quite close enough, so the score remains 1-0. Steffes ahead.
Yeah, that's the key. Hansen and Hovland are not going to get that many chances to score against Kurai and Steffes, but when they do, they'll absolutely have to convert at maybe 9 out of 10 pace, which is very, very good. Hovland's got to set the ball better in transition.
Kurai serving. That's right to Hovland.
Right there. No one, Hobb!
Nobody up, and Hovland puts it away. Easy play for Tim Hovland.
reached the $1 million mark in prize earnings recently on August 1st of 1993, I should say.
Here we go.
And that ball put away. Hovland to serve. Hansen another dig. Chance to tie it up. And he does.
Leif Hansen can dig the hard-driven ball. He can chase down shots, and that time still a marginal set, not because of distance from the net, but very, very low. And Leif Hansen making do. Karch, again, very patterned to go cross-court. Hov taking some good area. Leif down low, hands out in front, and then making good things happen, aggressively going after the ball for the score.
1-1 as they serve Steffes.
Over him.
And Steffes punches it straight down. So Kent Steffes, AVP Beach Volleyball's new poster boy. He won $330,000 2 years ago. He won more than $400,000 last year. He'll serve it up.
Good. I got you. Right there, right there. Over him. Come on, come on.
And it's off Karch, out of bounds. You know, Leif Hansen in the white hat had a very interesting decision this week. He had played 18 consecutive tournaments with his partner Scott Friedrichsen, but Tim Hovland became available and a chance to play with the all-time great. And Hansen had to call Friedrichsen and tell him, we're not doing it.
Nobody.
As Hovland, and Hovland's going after the ref.
That was a driven ball! You can't lift it. You can't lift the ball.
Wait a minute!
You can't lift
That is a driven ball. It was a driven as a double hit.
You lifted it. You can't
What
lift
are you talking about?
Let's go.
I think Hovland has a good point. That was as driven a ball as you'll get.
Chris, from me to you, that was a horrible call.
You're an idiot.
And Hovland,
I think Hov's got it about right.
yeah.
The description of the referee right here is pretty much right on target. The rules in beach volleyball say, hey, if it's a hard-driven ball, you can massage it up there with both hands. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that dig.
Sand timeout taken. 1-1 is our score. Once again, Steffes whacking the ball down the line. Hovland is hot. Quarterfinal action. We're tied at 1.
Hey guys, farm report. Surfing championships. Let's watch both.
Miller Lite presents Cowabunga! Surf's up!
Come on, go!
And so is Bessie. She's not just swatting flies now, Bob. Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste and less filling, you can combine anything. She's riding this one all the way back to Wisconsin.
What a cow!
What a beer.
Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this?
Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland, 7:11 to go. 1-1 here in our quarterfinal. Tim Hovland's mad. And Hovland punches it off Steffes. He's still yelling at the official.
He said, that one's for you, Uke. Greg Krause's nickname for Bob Uecker.
There's Greg Krause. He made the lift call on Tim Hovland. Hovland did not like it. Hovland called the ref an idiot, but did not get a yellow card because that is fairly mild.
Oh, that's
mild abuse. Hovland, when he gives...
It's light dinner conversation for the Hov.
Yeah, when Hovland gives heavy abuse, he starts calling the referee Ray Charles, which means you're blind. You're blind. Karch, and he dribbles it down the line. So Karai and Steffes trying to win 2 tournaments in a row. They've won 12 out of 14 this year, and 54 of the last 67 that they have entered together. And there's the king of the beach right there. 91 career wins, as Steffes having a little trouble with his jump serve today.
Well, with so much wind at his back, it's very difficult, in spite of good top spin and good toss location there by Steffes, just to keep the ball in the court.
So the Hawaii Player of the Year at one time, Leif Hansen with the jump serve. We're tied 1-all. And inside the block goes Steffes. Good shot. Brian Steffes, 54 wins. Karch also won 18 with St. John Smith, 9 with Frohoff, 3 with Mike Dodd, 1 each with Powers, Ludes, Hovland, and Timmons. He spread it around. Hovland hitting hard. Hovland is one of the few players that plays much, much better when he's really mad.
Well, on center court, he likes the big time, likes the attention, likes to go after. He hopes something controversial will happen early and really get Hav excited about the competition. Remember his great play at Manhattan with Eric Benoit Moana.
Score is 1-1. Steffes blocked by Hovland and a point.
Good for the boy.
And Hovland says to the ref, that's the second point I did for you.
I think that one might have been for himself. And remember, Hovland and Steffes played together for a good while when Karch Kiraly was concluding his professional obligations in Italy, playing for Il Messaggero for $1 million for the season a couple of years ago. And Hovland and Steffes know each other's tendencies pretty well.
Over.
Karch sets Steffes, and Steffes puts it away. Kent and Hovland actually won 5 tournaments together, so they were a very, very good volleyball team when they played together.
Steffes still says he learned more about the game from Tim Hovland than anybody else.
Good. Right there, right there. Angle. Oh my God.
Hovland into the win. Now keep in mind that Hovland and Hansen have their 2 points on the very, very good side today. Kiraly and Steffes siding out pretty well on the bad side, have won 2-1. Here's Leif Hansen. Wind blowing in the face of Hansen and Hovland. Like it like that.
Over. Nobody.
And Kent jerks it out of bounds. Makes it 3-1.
There's a perfect example of the effect that wind can have. Literally, the court is bigger opposite Hovland and Hansen. Hitting the ball into the wind, they can hit it deeper and harder. And then Kent Steffes, with the wind at his back, has got to be so gentle with it, or else he hits it long as he did that time.
Steffes, and Steffes rams it down the line.
Then again, if you hit the ball straight down, you don't have to worry about the wind at all. Very difficult to pass and set the ball with good consistency. But these players are used to it.
Part of the scene here at Belmar Beach. You can see the flags up top, and Old Glory is flapping fast right now. A 3-1 lead for Hovland and Hansen. And Hansen chops it inside. So Hansen and Hovland have the lead. First time they've ever played together. Big chance for Leif Hansen, and certainly an opportunity for Tim Hovland to get back into the limelight. He's had a very, very poor year. Tim Hovland has not taken a fourth as of yet. He's been on TV once, and that's really very poor for Hovland. Karch. Oh, and Hovland stuffs it off the pink hat of Kiraly.
Last week we showed you the top of the pink hat, said it was the only space available. Well, Hav just covered that up as well. Hansen and Hovland off to an outstanding start, just stuffing right on top of old Pinky Hat for the 4-1 lead.
Why go to the beach? Just to get beached. Into the pure, clean taste. Why just get a little bit wet? Plunge into nasty. Plunge in totally. Plunge in. If you demand more from an aftershave than that same old alcohol burn, you need more than the same old aftershave. Sensitive from Old Spice. It's alcohol-free because alcohol burns. That's why they took it out and put these cooling Sensate scent. For real refreshment to go with that great scent. It's proof aftershave doesn't have to hurt to work. So use Sensitive, or you might get burned. Take the heat out of aftershave. Demand proof. Try alcohol-free Sensitive from Old Spice.
Hey, you get a tough case of athlete's foot, the itching, the cracking, the burning. You want a medicine that acts tough. Boom! Tough-actin Tinactin. Clinically proven Tinactin cures even tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. Get tough-actin Tinactin.
Okay, I've changed my game. The ball, the team, I like change. Change my underwear. Hanes briefs, Hanes boxers, Hanes flannels, stripes, Hanes cool comfort. Change is good if it's always Hanes.
Just wait till we get our hands on you.
This is NBC's Sports World, and today it's brought to you by Nestea. Why just get a little bit wet? Plunge into Nestea. By Tinactin. If you want a medicine that acts tough, get tough-actin Tinactin. And by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Can your beer do this?
Time was out. Karai sprinted into the players' tent, grabbed another pair of shorts. Equipment problem, Paul?
Well, a minor equipment problem, but a major source of revenue for Karch Kiraly. One of his sponsors, the lettering on the shorts, there you see the Speedo. The D was gone. It was Speo. He's not sponsored by Speo. He's sponsored by Speedo. And Karch aware of every detail. Now you see correctly spelled Speedo.
4-1 is our score back at Belmar, New Jersey. Hovland and Hansen have the lead. However, Karai and Steffes now on the good side and should be able to score some points. There is the Speedo logo on the back of the buns of Karai. Had that intact. And, of course, Fila on the buns of Steffes. I guess that's the primary advertising spot. Hansen, Karch has it. Steffes coming. Karch, Hovland goes and gets it. Chance to save a point. Hovland cuts it.
Saving number one from the good side. You've got to hold serve, so to speak, when you're on the good side. Change sides, multiples of 5 in pro beach volleyball to mitigate exactly these sorts of windy circumstances. And right now, Hansen, with both ankles taped, not aware that he's got any serious ongoing problems, just some preventative maintenance there.
Hansen has the dig. Hovland going for it. Hansen. Yeah, he gets it.
Steffes and Kiraly look very, very sluggish right now. It looked like they were biding their time, waiting to get over to the good side, and that's not worked for them. Hov setting the ball with the wind at his back this time, getting it close enough for Hansen to get the score.
Fabulous set by Hovland to roll it up there. 5-1, and it's off Hovland out of bounds. Hovland thought he had it for a moment as he talks to Steffes under the net. And so Karai will serve. Karai, the most valuable player in 1990, 92, and 93. And he will serve.
Get up, come on. Watch.
And it's under the net. A strong jump serve by Karai.
Kiraly recognizing the lethargy of his team, even as they go over to the good side, really stepping it up on his jump serve velocity that time.
5-2. Hovland and Hansen lead. Will follow Karai in.
What's their timeout situation?
As you can see, he's serving directly into the wind, which is the best situation to have.
Talking about the number of timeouts remaining, Hansen and Hovland want to be very careful not to allow Karai and Steffes to get on any kind of a roll. Each team has what are called 4 sand timeouts. You can stop play to clean off, dust off, but really the players use them just to stall and keep the momentum of the other team at bay, and then 2 full timeouts per.
Hovland to serve, his team up by 3. Karch hits it off Hovland. Not going to score many points serving like that. Just a little too easy. Karch gobbling it up and getting a side out. And so Kent Steffes will serve. Steffes digs it. Karch can't get there. So Leif Hansen with a big bomb.
Yeah, this is a sweet swing by Leif Hansen, and so far, Tim Hovland doing a good enough job of keeping the ball in front of Leif Hansen. He's putting it away, moving it around.
Tight set. And Steffes chops it out of bounds.
Giving up a point from the good side. Kiraly and Steffes not holding serve.
So Hansen and Hovland, the surprise team this week, taking a 6-2 lead. That last set by Karai was way too close as Steffes hits it off Hovland. Now Karch will serve. Of course, much more difficult to set when in windy conditions.
Well, there's no doubt about that. You have to not only make the play on the ball properly, but you also have to accommodate those conditions. I mean, the wind blowing right into Kirai's face when he's setting the ball, so he'll set it literally right above the net and gauge the wind. It'll drift back 2 feet into good hitting location.
Tim Hovland voted the best athlete at his high school back in 1977, Westchester High School. He'll serve to Steffes. Off Hovland, Hansen, got it out. Steffes pumps it through. So a chance for a point. Hovland and Hansen have to think, we got to get them all.
No, but they've been siding out exceptionally well, much better than I anticipated. Both Hovland and Hansen putting the ball away. Hansen now with 8 kills, Hovland with 6. Setting each other well, and they're passing serve. And Kirai and Steffes are accommodating by making a lot of mistakes serving the ball, and there is another. Kent Steffes with his 4th service error. Kirai with 2. Not able to keep any pressure on the opposition at all because of that.
6 looking at 2.
So Leif Hansen, who after that tournament win back in the late 80s, tore his rotator cuff. That was one of the problems he had. Karch off Hovland. Chance for a point. Hansen got it!
Hansen on a knuckle down for the point.
Boy, the Kings are asleep on their thrones right now. The ball set 50-50 right on top of the tape, and neither one of them comes to block. Here's a good set right here. Kirai or Steffes, one of them has to get back into this play and challenge Hansen at the net.
Short serving seems to be working.
Over. Cut.
And cutting inside, Kirai and Steffes.
2 looking at 7. Karch, Kirai back to serve.
So Kirai set to jack it up. 4 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. 7-2, a deficit. Karch, who started playing volleyball at the age of 6, entered his first tournament at the age of 11. Hansen drills it down the line. So nice playing by Hansen and Hovland. Hansen passing, Hovland setting. And a 7-2 lead as a huge upset is brewing on center court. Kings of the Beach down by 5. Hansen digs it. Hovland on 2. Off Karch's head. Hovland. Step in. Oh, they call the lift.
That was not a lift. That was a driven ball.
I thought you lifted the ball. I thought you lifted the ball like that.
He may be bad, but he's consistent.
I purposely didn't lift it because it was coming in like that.
The angle looked like you lifted it.
I angled it that way.
It looked like you lifted it.
I didn't lift it. Let's go down.
So there one of those calls on Hovland, one of those calls on Steffes.
Court 5, Iglo.
Beautiful dig by Pinky Hat.
It comes off there sweet, but nothing tasty at all about the start of Kirai and Steffes. Again, controversy reigns. Greg Krause, as you see it coming off the top of Karch again, he adjusts the brim of his cap, his sunglasses back, ready to go. Hansen and Hovland off to a marvelous start.
Kirai and Steffes in deep trouble, down 8-2.
Hey, gourmet cooking.
Welcome.
Put the wrestling back on.
Gourmet cooking.
Let's watch both.
Noodle.
Belmar presents Gourmet Wrestling.
They're cooking now, Bob. Here's the flip, the dip, and the whip.
Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste and less filling, you can combine anything.
Stick the fork in him. He's done.
What a pin. What a beer.
Great taste, less filling.
It still bugs me that I waited to try Old Spice High Endurance just because I thought all deodorants work the same. Dumb. This proves it's the best. Try it. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. Take the High Endurance Challenge from Old Spice. I did.
No matter how tough you think you are, one opponent can bring you to tears. Sunscreen in your eyes. Fortunately, there's Coppertone Sport. Ultra sweat-proof. Won't run in your eyes to sting you. Protects all day. Coppertone Sport. For those who don't take the sun lying down.
What's the next thing, Dion? Soccer, anyone?
Must be a fan.
Powerade. It's not the old thing. It's the next thing. And that's a good thing.
Should have worn my helmet.
Powerade. The next thing.
Sunday at 7, 6 Central. A 2-hour special. More mysteries than ever before. Unsolved mysteries. 7, 6 Central. NBC. Sunday.
First day coverage of the Nestea Open here at Belmar. 4:21 to go. Wily veteran Tim Hovland fashioning another upset perhaps. He and Leif Hansen have gotten out to a strong lead of 8-2. They've done it with some blocking by Tim Hovland, some good defense by his partner Leif Hansen. They've gotten a couple of breaks. And quite frankly, Kirai and Steffes have looked awful.
They look bad. They look sluggish. They're not making things happen.
Come on!
Right to Hansen. And Hansen drills it down the line.
And Hansen and Hovland have dominated these windy conditions. They scored 4-1 on the first exchange when they were on the good side. You might expect that. They came right back with another 4-1 split from the bad side.
Really the key now, Hovland and Hansen, can they continue their momentum? Can they get 3 or 4 points once again on the windy side? Good serve by Hovland.
Over.
Steffes. Hansen digs it up. Hovland can't go get it that time. I think you would agree, Paul, that Leif Hansen in the white hat is one of the best straight diggers. This guy can really pop the ball up.
Well, he's among the very best on the beach. You put Mike Dodd right at the top. Karch is right there, certainly. Adam Johnson, but I would put Leif Hansen in that group. The best straight hard diggers on the beach.
Down the line, and Steffes having all kinds of trouble. We raved about his jump serve last week.
He raved about it last
He did
week.
too.
He said, I've changed things, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what they are, but he was the best server in the tournament last week in Chicago.
Well, unfortunately for Steffes, the serve has reverted back. He is missing a lot today. Hansen serving at 8-2.
Nobody.
Oh, right down the middle. Hansen and Hovland a little confused as to who was guarding the center of the court.
One of the best places to go when you're in trouble and don't know where the defense is positioned for Karch, to go deep middle against the defense of Hansen and Hovland.
Right there. No one up.
Hovland. Steffes digs it up. Chance for a point.
Over him.
And it dribbles inside. Not a great point for Karian Steffes, but a point nonetheless.
Steffes is what we call dropping his shoulder. He's doing it on his hitting. You just saw him dribble the ball off the top of the tape. He's also not reaching high enough for the ball on his jump serve. I think that's the biggest problem he's having right now with both.
3 serving 8. Karian Steffes trailing by 5.
Good. Right there, close. Angle.
Hovland reaching high. A nice high shot by Hovland. Hovland, 35 years old, lives in El Segundo, California. His 16th year on tour. He first won back in 1981 with Mike Dodd at State Beach. He received 2 free dinners at a local restaurant. Since then, he's earned just over $1 million.
I remember Tim Hovland and I were national teammates at the time, and as was Mike Dodd, and they left the team on Friday night with permission to go up and play in the tournament. They came back Monday morning after winning, so exhausted, and Doug Beal, the coach of the time, knew they had played and just grilled them all day long for 4 hours.
Hovland and Hansen leading 8-3.
Right there.
Hovland against Karch, and he snaps it through. Hovland has been golden so far, along with his partner Leif Hansen.
Hovland is passing the ball exceptionally well. Just keep track of the number of balls that Leif Hansen sets with his hands. You see Leif Hansen setting with his hands. It's good for Hovland and Hansen.
That jump serve out of bounds. Hansen and Hovland could use a little action from Hansen's jump serve. They haven't got too much yet. And so Karai will have it. Hansen, nobody up. Karch digs Hansen. Karch on the right. And he puts it away.
Great defense and digging by Karian Steffes was certainly one of the keys to their victory in the finals last week over Dodd and Whitmarsh. It was very close until Kent Steffes and his partner Karch Kiraly made a couple of key digs like this against no block, and then the ability to convert.
8-4 now. Hansen angles it.
Well, he uses all the court. You know, when they say angle, that can mean really anywhere cross court, but Leif likes to loopy the ball all the way into the very deepest cross court corner. A tough run for anybody.
Come on, get up there.
Hovland with the serve. A 4-point lead.
You're good. Now watch it.
Karch digs it out. And Steffes.
Patience is often rewarded, and experience, and not panicking in what started out to be a pretty ugly looking situation. Bad pass on a lollipop serve, and Karch just goes down, dusts his hands off, bump sets the ball in perfect position.
Go out.
That serve is long.
Side out.
So Leif Hansen will serve it up.
Back to serve.
And Steffes misses his 6th serve, and we're just midway through this quarterfinal match.
Karai and Steffes led 1-0, but since then it's been all Hansen and Hovland. What a pass. Steffes, come. Here comes Karch. And it's off Hovland into the crowd.
Not going to be able to control it. Side out.
Talking about getting some dividends out of Leif Hansen's jump serve. Well, I'll tell you, anything but an all-out sprawl by Kent Steffes, and Hansen does have an important ace. Hansen playing good defense as well.
4 serving 8.
Right there, right there.
Hovland. And Hovland chops it out of bounds. So 3 straight points now for Karai and Steffes. And they close the gap 8-5. Just under 3 minutes to go in the game here in quarterfinal action. So a sand timeout taken by Hovland and Hansen. We're coming back to the Nestea Open at Belmar after this. Stay with us.
Watch it, to Nestea. Watch it, plunge totally
Into the pure, clean taste.
watch it get a little bit wet. Watch it, to Nestea. Watch it, totally. Watch it.
Hey, you get a tough case of athlete's foot, the itching, the cracking, the burning. You want a medicine that acts tough. Boom! Tough Actin Tenactin. Clinically proven Tenactin cures even tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. Get Tough Actin Tenactin.
If you demand more from an aftershave than alcohol burn, you gotta try alcohol-free Sensitive. With cooling sensates, it's proof aftershave doesn't have to hurt to work. Take the heat out of aftershave. Demand proof. Try alcohol-free Sensitive from Old Spice.
Hey, gourmet cooking.
Welcome.
Put the wrestling back on. Gourmet cooking. Let's watch both. Noodle.
Belmar presents Gourmet Wrestling.
They are cooking now, Bob. Here's the flip. The dip. And the whip.
Brought to you by Miller Lite. If you can combine great taste and less filling, you can combine anything.
Stick a fork in him. He's done.
What a pen. What a beer.
Great taste, less filling.
Tomorrow, it's the exciting conclusion of the Foot Action NFL Quarterback Challenge, plus the championship game of the Nestea Open at Belmar. Tomorrow on NBC Sports World.
We are taking the plunge at the Nestea Open at Belmar. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland. 2 minutes, 59 seconds to play. Hansen and Hovland leading Karai and Steffes 8-5. Just moments ago, it was 8-2, but Karai and Steffes look like they're getting a little momentum, and they're doing it, importantly, on the bad side.
Have to score in this situation if they're going to make a move, come over to the good side. If they can get to 9-6 or 8-7 coming over to the good side, I would say they will feel very confident.
That ball just barely got by Hovland and dropped into the sand. So now Karai and Steffes, the #1 seeded team in this tournament, will serve. The winner of this quarterfinal plays either Frohoff and Ludes or the Brazilians. Karai and Steffes not serving the ball well, as you see.
Hey, dismal. That's such an important part of everybody's game out here that wants to jump serve well, and they're missing so many.
So Hovland trying to jack up Leif Hansen. Hansen, $29,000 in prize money this year, just under $300,000 in his career. And Steffes is now getting his rhythm.
Well, they both are. He's passing the ball better. Karch setting. Ball control should have been one of their advantages in this match from start to finish, but it has not been early on.
So Karai jumping it up.
Goes good. Right there. Over.
And into the corner. A little noodle shot by Tim Hovland. Of course, Hovland, a 3-time world champion with Mike Dodd, 83, 85, and 86. He says when I retire, he's thinking about acting and perhaps announcing. It'd like to be a combination of John Wayne and Clint Eastwood if he gets to be an actor. and a combination of Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland, if he's an announcer.
He better stick to acting then, I guess.
Here's Karai, and Karch is banging it now. Score remains 8-5, 2 minutes and 32 seconds to play. There's Karch, out 4 weeks with a kidney problem. His kidneys are fine now. And now Steffes to serve. Great crowd on hand here in Belmar. And Steffes whacks another one out of bounds. When do you decide to just not jump serve?
Right now. That's his 7th mistake, and a lot of them are landing in exactly the same area. He's been unable to accommodate for the wind. He's hitting them all long. Just get rid of the jumper, keep the ball in play.
Critical part of this game for Hansen and Hovland. They've got to get 1 or 2 on the good side. Karch. And Karch. Boy, Karch hits that with such trajectory. It's kind of a dink, but it's a straight down dink.
Well, what makes it the angle possible is because he's catching it at such a high point. You've always got to catch the ball at its highest point above the top of the net. Then you can hit angles, hit deep, and really have a bigger advantage over the block.
Go! Easy serve, right to Hovland.
Right there. Over.
And down the line goes Hobb.
But Karch is really hovering on the cross court from Tim Hovland and getting very good calls from Leif Hansen after he sets the ball. Like I said, the key is when you see Leif Hansen set the ball with his hands. Then the good side out game is happening for Hovland and Hansen. He's getting the good call, hitting the ball to the open areas.
8-5. Hovland and Hansen continue to lead. Ace for Hovland!
The lollipop finds its way home somehow. This just a little drop serve. And Karai and Steffes, and look at this, a little confusion inside. Karch is going, yours, and it comes right back to Karch. That looks like it was Karai's ball the whole way.
Over him. Steffes, Hansen 60 feet in the air, and it's in.
Bad pass.
Oh, and Karch can't get it. Hovland and Hansen get a break, and they now lead 10-5. Wow, what a turn of events. Hovland and Hansen up 5 on the Kings of the Beach.
Just bad ball control throughout by the team that should have had that as their key advantage. Steffes here just not with it. Karch unable to make the play.
Hovland and Hansen are jumping to the Kings in the moment.
It still bugs me that I waited to try Old Spice High Endurance just because I thought all deodorants worked the same. Dumb. This proves it's the best. Better than the leading stick. It evaporates less quickly. It also lasts longer. Protects better. You can't ignore that. Or this guarantee. Try it. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT, and they'll buy you a stick of yours. You got to figure anyone that serious about deodorant deserves a serious shot. Come on. Take the High Endurance Challenge from Old Spice. I did.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys.
This is the place.
Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy.
There they are.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. The cold one. So get out of the old and get into the cold.
Hey, hang around locker rooms like these guys, and you're bound to run into athlete's foot, and it could get tough. See, you get that itching and cracking stuff, and look, boom, even burning. Now, that's a really tough case, and that's when you want a medicine that acts tough. Boom, tough-actin Tinactin. You see, Tinactin cures even tough cases of athlete's foot fungus. It's clinically proven. No wonder it's the antifungal most recommended by pharmacists. Hey, you got a tough case of athlete's foot? Get this. Boom, tough-actin Tinactin.
It's coming. NFL football is back on NBC. Sunday, great gridiron action live. Return to Barcelona when John Elway and the Denver Broncos take on Jeff Hostetler and the Los Angeles Raiders in a battle of AFC West rivals. Great preseason football action heats up Sunday on NBC.
You spell upset. U-P-S-E-T. Kent Steffes and Karch Karai having trouble. They trailed 10-5 in a quarterfinal to Leif Hansen and Tim Hovland, a team that is playing together for the first time ever.
Well, there's that added excitement when you're with somebody for absolutely the first time. You're just a little more intense with each other, working on your communication a little bit more. And with the experience of both Hansen and Hovland, this still comes as a big surprise.
Steffes and Karai need to Work quickly now. 2:05 to go in the game. Hansen with a dig. Big play here. Can he put it away?
Come on,
Yes!
First point from the bad side.
11-5. Hovland and Hansen.
Tim Hovland serving.
Oh, that was very close. Hansen, oh, is that going to be? Karai threw it.
Quiet on me.
And it went right to Hansen, who missed the dig.
Well, I just don't understand. You know, that set was really kind of a chuck. A lot of spin on that thing, and then two very tight calls early on digs that shouldn't have been called either.
Steffes with the serve. Hovland and Hansen have been playing beautifully. Hansen into the net. Got a feeling momentum could be changing. Hovland and Hansen led 5-1, 8-5. A couple of minutes ago, got 2 more points, a Hovland ace and a Hansen dig. Made it 11-5.
And when you look at the clock with 1:45.6 left, you figure that Karai and Steffes have got to have the 11-9 side change when they go over to the bad side to have a chance.
Right there. No.
Hovland, and he goes down the line.
I'll tell you, they got to change or adjust their game plan against Tim Hovland. He's hitting everything down the line, and that's reflected in Karai and Steffes only have 1 dig in the entire match. Last week in the finals, they had 15 against Dodd and Whitmarsh.
Hovland still talking to the first referee about a missed call. It's 11-6. Karch. Hovland blocked it!
Hov has had, in his own words, a horrible year, a forgettable season to date. A big win in the quarterfinals in Manhattan, and this would be even bigger than that.
12-6. Hovland and Hansen lead it, and a sand timeout taken by Karai and Steffes. So Hansen and Hovland, playing unbelievably well, have a big lead.
Into the pure, clean taste. Watch get a little bit wet. Punch into nasty. Come on, punch into the punch it.
Leif Hansen in a dilemma this week. He played 18 tournaments with Scott Friedrichsen, but had a chance to play with Tim Hovland. He's taken a chance on Hovland, and it's paid off. Right now, it's 12-6. Hovland and Hansen in the midst of an upset against the #1 team in the world, Karai and Steffes, and they have just outplayed the Kings.
In every facet. Leif Hansen playing exceptional defense. He's setting the ball very well. And Tim Hovland passing very accurately. Good side-out game.
Karai and Steffes got to rev it up if they want to get back into it. Hovland down the line. Karch is there. Steffes. Hansen is there. Leif chops it. Remember, it was Hovland with young Eric Fonoy-Moana at Manhattan that beat Scott Agatabi and Ken Steffes and knocked him into the loser's bracket.
Here we go. Scrambling defense once again, and the set certainly good enough. Off the top of the tape, Steffes can't get to it.
12-6. Karch. Oh, and Hansen was there again. Hansen is in the right spot. He's making defensive plays.
So you were talking about Leif Hansen and his dropping of Scott Friedrichsen. We both know that Hov is a great recruiter. When he gets you on the phone, he's going to be relentless. He's not going to let you hang up on him until you say yes, if he wants you.
Steffes with the ace. And it's now 12-7.
But will there be enough time? Because the 11-9 side change is by the board. Hansen and Hovland already to 12. The best Karai and Steffes can do is to 12-8 before they have to go over to the bad side.
108.9 remains.
Karai and Steffes need to be miracle workers right now. Hovland going for it. And double contact. Karai and Steffes get a point. Karai and Steffes were trailing by 5. They now trail by 4. They've got 1 minute and 3 seconds to get it done.
Tim Hovland doing everything he can. He wants to keep that ball in play to make time run. But Leif Hansen unable to get it back in play inside the antenna.
Hansen and Hovland lead by 4, and they are going to the good side.
Let's say sorry, we got 12, it's good.
Why go to the beach? Just to get beached.
Into the pure, clean taste.
Why just get a little bit wet? Punch into nasty. Punch into the lead. Punch in.
Want to play some volleyball? Then get ready for Spike It Up, presented by Old Spice, the official volleyball tournament of the AVP on NBC. Men and women ages 11 and up on all levels of playing ability can compete. There's 2-on-2, 3-on-3, or 4-on-4 men's, women's, and mixed team volleyball competitions. Come on and spike it up. For more information on cities, tour dates, and entry information, call 1-900-40-SPIKE. It's 80 cents per minute with a 3-minute maximum call length. Under 18 requires parental permission. That's 1-900-40-SPIKE.
Okay, I've changed my game. The ball, the team, I like change. Change my underwear. Hanes briefs, Hanes boxers, Hanes flannels, stripes, Hanes cool comfort. Change is good if it's always Hanes.
Just wait till we get our hands on you.
No matter how tough you think you are, one opponent can bring you to tears. Sunscreen in your eyes. Fortunately, there's Coppertone Sport. Ultra sweat-proof. Won't run in your eyes to sting you. Protects all day. Coppertone Sport for those who don't take the sun lying down.
This is it. This is the year. It's gonna be tough, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna hit them high. We're gonna hit them low. We're gonna fight, fight, fight. We're gonna never give up, never give up, never, never, never. We're gonna beat them because we're the best. We're better.
Join Mike and me this September for the NFL on NBC.
That's why we're gonna win the game.
Wind a big factor. Hansen and Hovland doing a lot of damage on the good side. 8 points on that side. They are on the good side now, and they lead 12-8 with just over 1 minute and 3 seconds to play. Karch, Karai, Ken Steffes trying to advance, but Hovland and Hansen have been very, very tough, and Steffes has not served well, Paul.
His 8th service error, and we've talked about him putting that jump serve in the closet, but now with time winding down, he does not have the luxury to just use the floater.
A 4-point lead for Hansen and Hovland trying to advance into the semifinals. Steffes on 2. A risky play, but done nonetheless.
A little fast break volleyball, trying to get possession once again with as few seconds as possible ticking off.
You see the time remaining. Plenty of time for a comeback, but you got to work fast if you're Karai Steffes. You need a block.
Right there, right there.
Hovland.
I got it.
Karch is there. Steffes.
Oh,
Hansen with the dig. And he puts it away.
You hit the ball. It doesn't matter. He can't catch it. You are doing it. You are doing it. He cannot catch the ball. I thought that was fine.
What'd you think of that one?
But I thought that one was okay, too, off the hard-driven ball, but Greg Krause, the referee, has dug himself a grave because he called it so tight early. And by comparison, that was the worst of the 3.
Well, I thought that ball was hit a lot harder. Yes, sir. It was a beautiful dig by Hansen.
I thought all the digs have been fine, and 2 out of the 3 have been called.
Steffes puts it through. 42 and 2/10 seconds remain. It's a 4-point lead for Leif Hansen and Tim Hovland. Steffes. 8 serving errors for Steffes. Now make it 9. His serve has wandered over to Mawa. It is not in Belmar Beach. Hansen. You good. Watch it. Over. No. Hansen off the net.
Leif Hansen has won a tournament in New Jersey. Maybe he ought to take up residence back here because he owns the beach against the Kings right here. Look at that phenomenal dig and then a real lucky play.
Sand timeout, Karai and Steffes. Now making a full timeout for Karai and Steffes. Hansen and Hovland getting an ovation here in New Jersey. They lead Karch Karai and Ken Steffes 13-8.
Why go to the beach? Just to get beached.
Punch in to Nesty. Punch in, punch totally.
Into the pure, clean taste.
Punch is getting a little bit wet. Punch in to Nesty. Punch in totally. Punch in.
34 seconds to play. You have to think the Kings are toast here in the semifinal. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland, they have been completely outplayed by Leif Hansen and Tim Hovland. Hovland and Hansen led early 8-2. Karai and Steffes came back and cut that lead to 8-5, but then Hovland and Hansen went up 11-5 and now lead 13-8. Let me correct it. This is a quarterfinal to move into the semi. Karai and Steffes have had all kinds of problems. But you have to credit Hansen and Hovland. They have just hit the ball in the right spot every time.
Well, and they made the big push early. They got 4 points on the good side, the 4-1 exchange, and then they came right back, got another 4 from the bad side. That set the tone. It settled them down. It gave them some confidence and momentum, and Tim Hovland has really stayed tough, and Leif Hansen playing great defense.
Nobody. Yeah, it's out of bounds now, 14-8. Hovland and Hansen. Fans cheering him on now.
Tim Hovland has had a horrible year, but I'll tell you, get him on center court against a good team and anything is possible.
One of the big upsets of the summer right now as Hovland will serve it. Hovland says, you want some. For the match. Come on. Right to Hansen. Trying to put it away. He does!
Ladies and gentlemen, moving on in the winners bracket, Tim Hovland and Leif.
Wow. Big win by the Hov and Leif Hansen. I'll tell you, it's been a long time between big moments for Leif, but that's certainly one of them.
Tim Hovland, the man today, along with Leif Hansen in Belmar. So Tim Hovland and Leif Hansen pull perhaps the upset of the summer. A tremendous game by them.
Well, they played superbly, and the Kings of the Beach might have been good in Chicago. Karch got back off the costly kidney routine, but they were horrible here. But they're still in the contenders bracket. They have to play 6 games. They've done it before. They did it in Phoenix. They did it earlier in the year in Miami to come all the way back through the contenders bracket. It can be done, but it's going to be tough.
All right, the Old Spice winning moment fashioned by Hovland and Hansen. A series of plays. Tim Hovland, he uses the lollipop. He's got the easiest serve in volleyball. And he works Karch Karai.
Look at this. The candy store was wide open. That one was easy. His blocking and then the defense of Leif Hansen was so good throughout. But look at this. Bonehead play. Ken Steffes gets lazy. He goes to sleep, does nothing. And Tim Hovland back on center stage where he belongs.
That was the Old Spice winning moment. Let's check out the brackets as we see them. Whitmarsh and Dodd have advanced into semifinal action, along with Johnson, Stoklos, Frohoff, Ludies, Hansen, and Hovland. Who do you like tomorrow?
Hey, I like them all. I think Whitmarsh and Dodd are good, Johnson and Stoklos, and you can't vote against the Big Hov.
All right, congratulations to Hovland and Hansen, who win their match against the Kings of the Beach by 6.